tell y'all everything that I've gone through really in life and show y'all that no matter what you go through, no matter what you've been through in life, bro, just hold it. It's okay.
Bam. Come on, go ahead. No, I got it.
You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Just make sure it's video.
So
It is.
no matter what you go through in life, bro, no matter what you've been through in life, like, if you put Jesus in your heart, bro, and you truly surrender your life to Him, anything is possible. He could take away all the pain, all the hate, all the thoughts that the devil puts in your head through your life, all the temptation that you've had, all the emotional feelings that you feel every single day of your life and can't get rid of. Like, He can do it all. So this is what I wrote. I probably forgot some stuff, guys, because, you know, I was doing it in the sauna and I'm not doing it off the top of my dome because honestly it's really hard to do this, especially in front of people I care about and see me every day, because I've been scared that y'all will look at me differently. And alright, so this world is too short to worry about why we do things in life. So this is my testimony. To explain what all obstacles and real life events that have made me into the God-fearing Christian man I am today. I might get emotional, or I might make some of y'all emotional, but just know that I don't judge, and I truly hope y'all accept me as y'all's brother, friend, and family. To be honest,
Sorry, bro.
You're good, Justin.
It's okay. Just know it's a lot, brother. You got this.
if not, that's okay as well. I can't take back the things and the choices and decisions that I've made in my past. Or no, that I have made. All of them are in my past. And I was a lost soul that was no longer with us. I had a lustful demon inside me that completely consumed my life. It started when I was like maybe 8 years old. Or some young age. I'm not really for sure. I might have been like 10 or something. But I had sexual contact with a woman, and I acted my whole life like I lost my virginity at 18, when in reality I did it whenever I was like 8 or 10. But since nothing produced, I considered it not sex. I also used to do things with my aunt and my cousin when I was young. And since I was a late bloomer and I didn't finish, I didn't consider it doing anything. I've always called myself a virgin until I turned 18. And as I got older, I realized that what I did was things I would have to live with my whole life. So I told myself I was going to start obeying and following the rules after that. I think I was 13 years old when I started going to church during the summer, and I started following the commandments, making sure to have a good heart and good character in all my actions, until I stopped going to church and stopped visiting family. That was around church. I've moved like 8 times before I even started 7th grade, and every school was the same. I got made fun of because of how my name sounded, or picked on because my hair looked weird, or because my teeth are yellow. And this went on until after high school. I've always been super emotional and cried when I felt hurt, betrayed, or made fun of. I never understood why. I've never been a fighter, always rather talk it out or quote unquote be the bigger person. So when situations came about where most people would fight, I would just ignore the thoughts of fighting and say karma would get them. I've been choked out and blacked out in school and still was friends with them. I've gotten pulled by my hair to mop the floor while I was on the clock working at Thrifty's by the manager, and I was still friends with him. And after acted like nothing even happened. I thought at the time that it was the right thing to do, that God would handle them on his own. I used to call it karma. So when I got shot in the back at a friend's house, he said it was because he didn't think it would hurt. But the bullet went into my pancreas, and I was in the hospital for 2 weeks. I had exploratory surgery to see if anything was damaged. Was caused in the hospital for 2 weeks. I had to learn how to walk again. It was pretty bad, and I told my mom not to press charges, which we was like 17 or 18, so he would have went to jail or prison, and I didn't want that because we was friends. So we didn't press charges, and years later he hired a man to kill his pregnant baby mama, and I felt guilty after this. For a while, if I wasn't so nice, maybe, just maybe, she and the baby would still be alive.
Man.
When I turned 19, I thought I accepted Jesus as my Savior, but because it was through a traumatic experience, it was from the heart. I got attacked by a dog, and the doctor said I was a miracle, that the dog didn't nick my vein, and I bled out when the nearest hospital was 20 minutes away. But God was with me and got me through all this. Even though I go back to my old ways when I return home to teach and show all my family and friends what I have learned about God and my faith, this lasted like a month or two. Then the devil found my weakness and got me back in my life through feeling attention and cool. Started making money, living how I wanted, getting with 2 to 3 women a day, not caring, drinking and partying, living the life I wasn't able to do during high school. And living at home at the age of 18, I got kicked out, and I thought my family abandoned me. I started smoking weed, living in a crack house, and was partying a lot. Dropped out of college, which my dad paid for the first semester, and I stopped going. I was hanging out with the wrong crowd and falling into peer pressure, trying to be cool. And that's when I moved to Alabama, and the dog happened. I've moved for women, with women, drove for women. All I thought about was how to get the next orgasm. So I didn't have to do it, because my whole life I did it a lot, sometimes 10 to 15 times a day. I knew I had a lustful addiction. I just didn't realize how bad it was till I got older. I started downloading apps just for sex, finding women who was just looking for the same things. And I told myself that it was okay to do this because I would find a keeper and I would settle down and grow and build a family with them because we liked the same thing. The addiction got so bad I ended up on fetish sites, was a top or a bull in married people's relationships. I've slept with all kinds of shapes, sizes, and genders. I didn't care. I figured people say I have no standards and would sleep with anything with a hole, so why not? So I would get so stoned I don't notice in the moment what I'm doing. Just, it feels good. I got with escorts, massage therapists, trannies, and didn't care because I knew I was only attracted to women, so I knew I wasn't gay. But the devil tried playing tricks on me, getting people to say things around me my whole life that's something females do. Why are you so emotional? That's how females think. And I started thinking in my head, dang, why do I do so much stuff that females do? And I figured out that before I turned 4, I was raised by my mother. Just us. My dad was never there. So the age I was building character and learning traits, I didn't know I had, was from my mother growing up. My stepdad taught me how to be a man, but I didn't ever listen because every time I was showed to do something, or I was too slow to do something, he got mad because I didn't have the confidence I needed and I didn't want to disappoint him. So I cried and I got told to go to the titty box every time. And it felt like I was getting made fun of, so I shut off, and all he taught me, just ignored it on how to be a man. It wasn't until I moved in with my brother this year whenever I realized that what it meant to be a man, a provider, a protector, someone who has to make do with what they have and can't be lazy to get what they want, someone who don't make excuses, they get it done, someone who don't just talk the walk, they back it up also, someone who is confident in themselves. So I started being consistent in the gym and in reading the Bible so I can get my temple right for myself and for God and be His true servant. I learned to talk bad. I learned not to talk bad about yourself. Don't be negative. Don't self-hate, even if you're joking, because words are powerful. I also learned when someone is lost, they will say things they don't mean. That's their emotions talking. When they learn to control these emotions with Jesus in their heart, they truly surrendered. You can't let something someone says or does affect your mood or life. If it's negative and not true, then pray for them. If it's true, you probably need to hear it, just in a different wording. Someone who is disciplined is a true servant of God. Just because your flesh wants it or craves it or you dream it doesn't mean you and your spirit want it or need it. I dreamed one time I became a trans for a friend, but I knew the devil was attacking me with lustful demons. I also woke up one morning with a finger in my butt, which creeped me out since I've never done that before. I prayed about it, and God told me it was because I was poisoning my mind with smoke and bad food. So I quit smoking completely and quit fast food. And I got rid of all the temptation my whole life lust has taken control a lot of. And it wasn't until one day when I repented, made a promise to God that I would not lust ever again. I wouldn't even have sex again until I was married. I started crying on my knees, begging Him to take away the urge, to take away the cravings. At this point in my life, I've admitted it was an addiction and knew I needed to change and be a man of my word. And God also knew that I was serious. So when I made that promise, I felt that was the last sin I needed to get rid of my life. I knew what I was doing. I felt light and like I was floating. I already followed the commandments to the best I can. Lust was what controlled me, and it was slowly killing me and draining my life, being with over 350 people and masturbating randomly to feel nothing but release was slowly killing me, and I could feel it. I also learned that preparing my life with the armor of God was very important in my walk. Reading every day, and not just reading, obeying, sacrificing, and changing. If something in my life wasn't obeying the law, it needed to change as soon as I understood it, not later on. Taking action immediately, that's God's will. Life is too short to wait for your flesh to decide it's ready for your spirit. Life is too short for your flesh to decide it's ready. Your spirit is ready the minute it becomes words out of your mouth. Sometimes we get thoughts in our head we can't control. The devil loves doing that. But before you take action and do these thoughts or say what comes to mind, think, are you saying this because of a reaction? Or do you really truly believe what you're saying is what Jesus would do? He is a man with compassion, empathy, integrity, faith, love, understanding. He is the true definition of perfection. And He gave us this blueprint to life. It's up to us to keep our faith strong and be disciplined. Don't fall for your flesh. Don't let negative thoughts control your surround. Surround yourself with positive people who won't judge you. and hold you each other accountable. Follow the commandments. Spread God's seeds and prepare yourself with the armor of God. Admit your sins and use your testimony that God blessed you with and help others. You never know whose life your story will change. I'm sorry if I left things out. I wrote this out and so much was going on around me. But I'm open to answer anything y'all have for me, and I'm not ashamed or embarrassed about this because this is my testimony, and I'm not the same person. I'm born again, and I'm completely a new person and a different mindset, and I think all of you here to help me because became my best version and God's faithful servant. I love y'all, and I also want to thank Jesus for giving me the confidence and strength through all this. Looking forward to being a leader in your army. Let's change the world and plant seeds to help Him. From what we've learned in our testimonies, by allowing Him to speak through us to others in not only our words, but in our actions also. Thank you all.